like that. What did she say? What did she say? Oh no, she did. No, she did. Hush now, I'm trying to eavesdrop. 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 Welcome everyone to Mahogany Voices podcast. I'm your host Tish, along with my co-host friends
Cynthia,
Joanne.
Yeah, so it's been not really a minute, but I mean it's been a couple weeks. We took a break for Father's Day, and then we took another week off. But so it's been a couple weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to our last episode, which was Love Behind Bars. Let me tell you, that was a very interesting topic. If you didn't check it out, go head over to your favorite podcast platform and check it out, or go to our YouTube page and check it out so that you can see us while we talk about Love Behind Bars. And see,
because we don't know, but we guess.
Yes, we gave our opinion, but not by experience. Just so you know.
But we ain't knocking nobody.
No,
That's
we
right.
not. To each his own. That's what they say, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to check in with the ladies and see what they've been up to these last 2 weeks. What y'all been up to?
Oh my goodness. One of the weeks off, I was
Miss
celebrating
Cindy
Miss Cindy with the curls.
Yeah.
On one of the weekends was my 22nd wedding anniversary.
Yes.
22 years. And I was sitting there saying, what have I done constantly for 22 years? That's
Outside
a long time outside of that.
Wow.
I also finally had that pilar cyst removed from my scalp. Oh my goodness. The most painful part was the needle. So
well, I'm glad you got it done.
Yeah, because it was bothering me.
Yeah, you was trying to you know how a lot of people, they try to diagnose themselves.
I could not do that by myself. But he said it was a pilar cyst and it came from one of the oil glands detaching itself. So, right. And I was like, wow. So once he's like, while he's doing the surgery, he said, you got any good jokes? I said, no. I said, be careful with your scalpel. And
that ain't no joke.
That ain't no joke.
No, not at all.
But it was just, I normally like to be put to sleep doing stuff like that because I cannot stand scraping of any kind. And I just needed him to just keep on talking because I could hear the scraping. I said, so is it hard? Is it difficult? So of course he didn't give me the answer I wanted. I wanted him to say, no, was it difficult? He said, well, because of
talking
the size.
to him?
Yeah. Because of the size and the position. I was like, you definitely was not supposed to say yes, it was difficult. But when he finally got it out, he said, I was just hoping that it will all come out together. Another thing I didn't want to hear. He said, but I've gotten it all and I'm
about
doing
to throw
stitches. Up. Yeah. He said, I'm doing. I was there. So, I was like,
I don't want to talk about it.
I had to lay on my arm and this cushion. And I was like, I can't even move my arm. Couldn't even feel my fingers because they were numb because I was laying on my arm. But he let me see it. I was like, throw it away.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Yeah,
you're disgusting.
So he showed me this.
I do not want our followers to see
that. Okay. So he said all of this is soft tissue, but it was this little itty bitty pebble. He said this is the part that gave you the most pain. And it was so tiny. And I
You're so
said,
dramatic.
but it was a relief to get it out. Anybody with a cyst in their scalp, don't squeeze it. They say don't squeeze it because
I
that's
think
too
most
close to your
people
brain.
probably know not to do that.
I mean,
Cynthia.
for those people
like
for those people
you.
who don't know,
like
now I'm
you.
telling you, yeah. Because I was like, what is, and then it just got larger, but goodness, it's
Mm.
over. It's over. It's
At the
over.
end of the day, do not try to self-diagnose.
Mm.
Go to the
Do
At
doctor.
not.
all.
Don't be your
That's
own
why they have
doctor.
hospitals
Don't be
and
your own
Exactly.
doctor.
doctors.
But it was outpatient and it didn't take him a long time. So it was pretty
It
good.
took you a long time to tell that story. I couldn't tell.
Girl, you be all right. You
Girl,
be all right.
you should have
You
went on
just told
Dr.
us
Pimple
let's do
Popper.
with it.
And
Pulling it out.
the whole time
Mm,
I was there, I thought about Dr. Pimple Pop. I was like,
You should have went on there
ew.
no,
and got
no,
I don't even
paid.
know how people watch that. That's disgusting.
it
got
is. I
paid.
can't. That's I almost want to vomit when I see that stuff. That's disgusting.
Mm.
Mm.
Not the pimple popper. I mean, but some people really, really follow that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Not me. But I'm just relieved that everything went well and it, got rid of the thing that was bothering me. So,
Yeah, me too.
Very good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad.
hmm
What you
yes.
do,
Nasty.
Joanne?
Um.
Fix your face.
She can't even get it together. Get it together.
That's all. What did I do? What have I done? I've done so much these past 2 weeks. Well, I have been on my workout regimen,
Yes.
All
and my
right.
goddaughter has been my trainer. Lord have
Okay.
mercy.
Okay.
And I've been taking a dance class too with Queen D over at the at Bodywork. So I've been back and forth, and doing a whole lot of that. And I had changed my little eating habits, so I've been on this
Okay.
vegan thing.
All right.
Um,
Okay.
and so it's been on that side, my side. Look, that's my side. Um, and making some preparations. My middle goddaughter is getting married
Mm.
Okay.
in North Carolina, so I'm about to travel, and she announced that she's going to closing for her house. She
All
just posted a
right.
Okay.
house, so
Mm.
I am leaving. I can't say next month. I want to say next month because July is here, but I'll be leaving in August to go to North Carolina for all of
Okay.
it. So I'm excited about that. So all my god kids are like on big things.
Mm.
They got grown ups now.
Yeah, they are all god grown ups. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I do have my
Oh.
one big thing. I don't know if I said this one. I don't think I said this one. We ain't been on it 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think I said it. Anyway. And I met with my publisher. I didn't tell y'all that, did I?
No.
No.
No. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so my book by the end of the year will come out.
Oh,
All
okay. Is it a
right.
memoir?
It's a 365-day devotional.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Big things.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I need to get me a publisher. I got some things to
Mm.
say.
I know
Some
that's right.
stories to tell.
Do tell. Do tell.
In my book.
Okay. We'll wait. We'll wait.
My second one is more like a memoir. It's me in
Mm,
it.
mm,
Okay.
mm.
Yeah, I'm still hurting writing that one. I don't want to write it. The
Oh.
skeleton is written. It's just really putting the rest of it in it is. Ooh, yeah. Come on, Tish, jump on board. Come on. Come
Okay.
on.
Okay. Okay. But
Jump
yeah.
on.
So what did I do? a lot of the same. Father's Day, that was kind of, I didn't feel sad. This is coming up on the third year since my dad had passed. I just was feeling kind of melancholy.
Yeah.
So I just was hanging around the house, watching TV. I did get out and enjoy some good weather since the
Yes.
cicadas are gone. Yes, the cicadas are gone.
Yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
all the cousins have gone back home.
Absolutely.
I know. I finally put my hammock together. Finally.
Yes,
Because I was not going out there with them things.
girl, I was wearing a hat
Mhm.
the whole 6 weeks because I was like, "Is none of them gonna creep up into my hair?"
I carried my racket everywhere.
I got in the
I
car
did.
What? Oh
Oh
and I
no.
got
no,
out
no,
of the
no.
car.
Mm-mm. I couldn't have
I was
done
like,
it.
Miss, get back in the car. I said, you get in there.
Shh. I'm
Yeah, I
with
couldn't
you.
have
I
done
got
it.
out.
I'm with you
Mm-mm.
100%.
Yes. Everybody kept saying they don't bite. It doesn't
So
matter. I don't want no big bug on me.
big red-eye bug.
Yes.
Stanley said, I need to start recording you every time you go outside. I'm like, don't record this. Because I stand at the screen door. I'm like, wait a minute. I know I heard one. I saw it. And I go out there with the racket like this. I'm like, Sarah, you stay behind me with the other racket. Because she got to watch the red. Girl, and one landed on my shoulder.
Oh
Ooh.
my
I was like,
God.
girl.
Oh no.
When I finally made it in the truck, I was like, oh, my shoulder hurt.
Girl, I was
Because I
ducking
was
and dodging. I
I
was
was
like,
beating them.
ooh.
Yeah, I was
I
moving
thought I was
quickly.
ducking.
Yes.
I thought I was ducking. He got me.
But I'm glad we made it. Everybody made it
Mm.
through the cicada invasion.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
But it
yeah,
was
so
it
huh?
wasn't it wasn't as bad as 17 years ago because they were
It
more of a
was in some
swarm.
places, Cynthia.
In
I'm
some
telling you.
places, yeah, but out here it wasn't as bad as 17
And they
Woo.
years
wasn't
ago.
down south at all.
Mm.
I'm
And
telling
they
you, out Columbia, they was going crazy. It was crazy. Oh my
um,
God.
in Delaware there was none.
Mm,
There were no cicadas at all.
yeah. Mm. Well, yeah, but I'm glad we all survived it, and now we're
Mm.
here to
Hmm.
tell about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed y'all 2 weeks. Doing whatever y'all do.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, so now we gonna turn it over to Joanne for our ma- what is it?
Mahogany
Mahogany inspirational
inspirational
moment.
moment.
Inspirational
Yes.
moment.
Come on, give it to us, Joe.
Well, well, this is actually from Wilma Rudolph, but when I
Oh.
read it, I was just researching a whole lot of different things, just in this season of where we really know it's about the woman. And I know we've all been looking at the Olympics or just understanding about women in general. And Wilma Rudolph had wrote, winning is great, sure, but if you are really going to do something in life, the secret is learning how to lose first. Nobody
Mm.
goes undefeated all the time. If you can
Mm,
pick up after crushing defeat and
Mm.
go on to win again, you are going to be a champion someday. And when I
Mm-hmm.
read
wow.
that and really let that sink in, I realized that that's how we are as women because they count us out. They say that we can't do it. And a lot of
Mm.
us accept that. But when we
Mm.
understand that we was built for much greater and we go back and try again, we always come out as a winner in the end. And so this motivational moment for all women is to just understand, never let that defeat win. Let that defeat be your uplifting source to go at it again. No matter how many times the door was shut, knock again.
Mm.
No matter how many
Mm.
times the rug was pulled from underneath your feet, brush your knees up and stand up. Always keep
Mm,
going, keep pushing, and knowing that every loss is not a complete loss. It's just to propel you to the biggest win to make you a champion. Keep
All right
pushing.
now. All right
Yes,
now. I love it.
yes,
Love it.
absolutely.
Thank you.
That is, that one thing that I always keep in the forefront of my mind, and I tell, you know, some of the younger young ladies that I know, if God chose us to bear children,
Mm.
we can accomplish anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason why we were chosen to bear children, because it is not an easy task,
No, indeed. Mm.
so I just, always, play that in my head whenever, I'm encountering anything that I feel like is, scary or, tough. I'm just like, I know I can do it. I know I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I could have a child, I feel like I could do anything.
Who are you telling?
Superwoman.
Superhero.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All of us have capes on our back,
That's
whether
right.
we have children, natural children or not. Like, but our bodies are designed for that. So, like, it's nothing that we can't do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to have an affirmation like that to remind us how powerful we are. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really
Thank you
like
for
Yeah,
that.
that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Joanne.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. I mean, I like that. I think we all need those affirmations, but that win and lose one is a rich one.
Mm.
And it just sinks in.
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Well, thank you for that, Joanne.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
Welcome,
yes,
ladies. You're welcome.
so I guess it's about time to let these voices speak for themselves.
All
Mm-hmm.
right.
So I'm going to be your host today.
Ooh, go
Um,
Tish.
Mhm.
so this is something that have come to me for two reasons. I watched this movie called In the Heights, and also secondly, just the I try to cut the news off sometimes, but
Right.
I feel like you need to be aware of what's happening in the world, in your community, right outside your door. You still need to be aware of what's going on. And just listening to all it's to me, it's just utter chaos
Mm.
in a lot of communities. It has brought me to this topic. And the topic of today that we're going to discuss is it takes a village.
Mm.
Mhm.
Um, and the movie that I watched, In the Heights, it really resonated with me to that exact topic. Um, it's a movie about this neighborhood in New York called Washington Heights. And it's a predominantly Hispanic community. But just watching it, it made me think about how it was when we grew up. It was community meant something back then.
Mm-hmm.
You had the different roles of everybody had a role. The
Mm-hmm.
elders was respected to the highest level by everyone.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You had the 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 term neighborly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that seems like a term that has have just gone away
Mm.
nowadays. Um, Everybody looking out for each other, and that's what that movie really showed. And I was just thinking about how I just feel like in this the time that's going on now, like that's the one thing I feel is missing, that
Right.
sense of community.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is just about focus on themselves and what they can do for themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
it's I'm not talking about self-care, because everybody needs self-care, but I'm
Right.
just
Right.
talking about being in a community where you look out for each other. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
simple things as if it's trash out, on the, sidewalk or something, pick it up. I mean, we used to do sweeping on,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a normal thing to see a few people out there sweeping the sidewalk
Mm-hmm.
along the whole sidewalk. I don't even see that anymore.
Right.
Um, so I just wanted to, talk about that and kind of get y'all thoughts on how do y'all feel about, the whole aspect of it takes a village and see what y'all think about. Is that something that you feel like is missing in this time and is part of the reason why so much chaos in the world?
Yeah. You know what? It definitely takes a village. And just thinking about when I was young, the neighborhood that I grew up in, it wasn't like it wasn't, so to speak, like a community, because I couldn't tell you all of the neighbors' names. But then when we left that community and went to my grandmother's community, that was, you had that feeling.
Okay.
The corner store,
Mm,
everybody went to the corner store. It was the corner store. It was the laundromat.
mm,
My aunts lived on that block along with my grandmother and all of her neighbors, and you just could not get away with anything. You always say she's so nosy, because it got back to your
right,
family before you could even get back in the house.
right,
But it is long gone are those days where you wish somebody would tell on your child,
right.
Mm-hmm.
or to tell on anybody that's doing something. Um, right now in my present neighborhood, those of us that live like within the 4 to 5 houses that are in this square or whatever, we know each other, and we still look out for each other.
Mm,
Somebody leaves their trunk open, you go knock on their door. I closed the trunk, you left your trunk,
okay,
things like that.
right.
But it's not like that anymore. It seems like some of the adults have gotten away from listening to the adults, and they listen to the children.
Mm,
Because if I tell you your child threw a rock in my window, you know, a lot of the communities like, so what did you do, or why did how
mhm.
my child, just
Right.
this. It's this sassiness that they have, and then the children see that and they mimic that. So my mother said, "Leave me,"
Right.
I
Mhm.
cannot stand that. So it has gotten so far. I'm sorry. Uh, it has gotten so far away from being able to just talk to your neighbors, and
Right.
mainly reason with your neighbors. I never heard my parents having to reason with anybody when it comes to a child. When someone said that the child did something, your person, come here, come in the house. I got this, Miss So and so. Thank you for
Right.
telling me. Now it's
Right.
like total denial. My child didn't do it, or they're just not neighborly like that anymore. So it's like you're afraid to leave home because something might happen and you'll never know what happened to your house, or you know.
Right.
But I didn't think that I really enjoyed that back then, but looking at what's missing now
Yes.
and having that to compare, where are all my aunts that lived in the same block, and where are
Right.
all of the neighbors who knew my aunts, and all of the old
Mm-hmm.
people? If someone that one of the elderly called out the door, "Hey, come here, go to the store,"
Right.
and in the store, you didn't even have to bring money. Miss Ellen said she needed so and so. And the thing is, that was my great aunt's store. So we go down to the store. Aunt Bonnet, Miss Ellen says she need, okay, go back on the shelf and get the box of Arm& and Hammer, whatever, and take it to her. And
Arm
it's
and
like
Hammer.
they ran tabs or whatever, and they knew when they
Mhm.
were going to get paid for it. You can't do that anymore. um, People are afraid to run their stores because they're afraid of these young people that come in and do whatever they want to do, curse them out,
Yeah.
disrespect them. It's It's so many places. I just wish I had my grandmother's community back. It was so much fun, and everybody went in the house when it got dark. Everybody. It
Right.
was it was called normal. That was
Right.
normal. Now it's like you gotta go in this early. It's only 11:30. You
Right.
know.
Cynthia, we know
So,
you go to bed at 8.
girl, I'm telling you, when I sit on that bed, I don't plan on going to bed, but the eyes. So, but I miss gone are those days where you can count on the neighborhood to watch your kids.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be anywhere around, and you knew your children were safe. That's
Right.
what it used to be like. So,
Well, I think actually, well, not well, yeah, actually, in reference to the topic, it takes a village. I believe that wholeheartedly. It does, and coming up when we did come up, and even our parents, it took a village. It said a lot to that saying. It takes a village, and the neighborhood did watch the kids, and the neighborhood
mm-hmm,
did correct the kids and
mm,
discipline them. It
mm,
happened with our parents, and it happened with us, but it wasn't harmful. It was youthful, and
Right.
it was unity. And nowadays there is no unity. It's so much division. And
Yes.
so somewhere along the line, I don't know where it may have happened. That's what has happened. It has become so divided,
mm.
and a loss of respect. There
Yeah.
was a time when,
Mm.
we all know it. If it snowed outside, there was
Mm,
somebody that shoveled everybody's
mm,
walkway, just went straight
mm-hmm.
down the block,
Yep.
Right.
and just shoveled all the snow. Now you could have someone that lives on your block that's in their 80s or 60s, and their yard is still there. No one touches it unless they want to pay them. That's not something that you saw take place,
Right.
back in the day when we were younger. But because it's no community, it's no unity,
Right.
and these young people have no respect for the elders. They have
Mm,
none. And we see that because they have no respect for their households, the people that they live with. And
Right.
so it's really falling back on, where did the ball drop, not just in the community, but in the household, in the schools,
Yes.
mm,
in the closing the recreation centers,
mm,
all the outlets that help mold the community as a whole.
Exactly.
So when they did all of that, when they did away with those things, they did away with the community, I believe.
mm.
And
Right.
Yeah.
so the fault, is not necessarily on the actual community and neighborhood, as it is probably so on some of the government and our mayors and our congressmen and things to that nature, where our families may not have fought for it or said anything down on, wherever they go to talk to their legislation and things of that nature. And it could have been just out of fear or just being tired,
Mm-hmm.
because they felt as though, they're not getting anything out of it. And so the next generation got cheated out of it. But what do we do now to get it back?
Mm.
We got to
That's
use
what
our
I'm thinking.
voices.
Mm.
We got
Yeah.
to use our voices, and it takes us to come back. I don't believe that we cannot get it back. I believe that we can, but it's going to take a fight, and it's going to take our voices. We as the people put people back in office, and we as the people can make them do the work, that our children, our next generation or legacy will exist, so that they can have the same benefits that we have. It's a sad thing to know that young kids can play outside without being subject to being
Oh,
trafficked,
Mm.
being
that.
snatched.
Yes.
It's a sad thing that you can't sit on your porch and know the difference between a firecracker and a gunshot,
Oh,
Mm.
yes.
How about that?
Absolutely.
How about that?
or
Yeah.
cars come flying down your street at 50 miles per
Ah,
hour as opposed to 15.
that
Or people
happened.
just, throwing pet peeve of mine, and y'all know I'm OCD. um People just throwing trash. I'm like, I literally wanted to follow a car one day. Pray for me. How do you drive down the street and throw your trash out the window
Oh,
in a
goodness.
residential neighborhood in front of someone's house? So
Mm.
what's your house look like? How do you do
Mm.
that when you could just wait till you get home or get to somewhere where there's a trash can and throw your garbage in a receptacle? How do you just drive down
Joanne,
somebody's neighborhood and throw it out the window?
I'm sorry.
It's
Your
a
internet was
trash can. The word trash can was very long.
Also, and my little
you.
cousin did just say, y'all forgive me, because she's on the computer doing her math placement for Morgan, and it
Uh-oh.
Oh,
happened to her. So I think
oh,
something is going
okay.
on with the internet. It said
Uh,
which McCon. She said something happened with the internet, and it's telling them our time is running out. She said, but the internet keeps stopping; it won't let us get it
oh.
in. So that's probably what it
Oh.
is. But
Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
that
true. I think Joanne, you hit on something when you said something about respect, and I
Mm,
think it's the basic respect for humans, human to
mm-hmm.
human. Not just you know,
Elderly.
huh?
I was saying not just the elderly,
Right,
it's just
right. It's just
overall.
mhm,
basic
Just
human
overall.
respect for each other. Cause who would
absolutely.
drive down the street and just throw some trash out the window? Like, where is the respect just for
Mm-hmm.
self-respect? You
Yeah.
know. So you're right. It's a lot of pieces that has caused the crumble of all
Mhm.
of that.
Yeah.
And it's going to take all of those same pieces to start doing something at the same time to get it back on track.
Yeah.
Because I think I was telling Cynthia about, at one time, even if the kids didn't have discipline at home, when they got to school,
Mm-hmm.
there was discipline. But
Yes.
then at some point, they took the authority from teachers
Mm-hmm.
away from them. So now kids could
Mhm.
come to school and do and say whatever they want.
Not
So
Mhm.
in
it's like, so where are they going to
mm,
get the discipline and guidance that they need if they're not getting it at home, they're not getting it at school, and they're really the only two places that they're going?
mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy.
But and just thinking about school in particular, it's just that I know that they say that certain things are out of teachers' hands, but it's not really out of your hands. You can be firm but fair. You
Mhm.
know, if you allow it, it's going to happen. If you allow the disrespect, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the parents that really want the guidance from the teachers and they just
Mhm.
don't know how to do it. And some parents have been even brave enough to say, listen, I'm just really having trouble with this one. Can you help me out? And, just having a conversation with the child and the parent. Listen, whatever is going on at home, we can't do it in school. You know, if, and it's just weird just thinking that you do still have to have those conversations with parents. Um, you have to, because some parents don't know how. Some
And
parents have become their friends and just lost total control. So whereas the child disrespect the parent will say, well, he says this to me. I said, oh, well, not in my classroom. He don't say that to me. Well, you should see him at home, and you got to gain control. You can't be friends with them like that. I could never be my parents' friend. Never. Never in a million years. But parents think that that's the way to win them over. If I give them everything, but they don't know how badly they are ruining them by giving them everything. The kids just have taken total control over their lives, over the parents' lives. A lot of them are doing what the grown-ups have to do. A lot of them have to babysit. A lot of them can't be kids, so they don't know how. So that's all we knew when we were younger, is how to be a child. We were talking about
mhm.
something earlier, learning how to lose. I can't tell you how many games we play with kids and they don't know how to lose. And they're angry for a long time because they've lost. But that goes back
They
to
haven't
when
been
we
taught
were younger.
sportsmanship.
That goes back to when we were younger. We played games all the time. And no one was sour about losing. We played games with our parents. We played games with the entire neighborhood, and that's where it's lost. We don't have the neighborhood anymore.
Right.
You know, is I don't know how we can get back to that. I mean, I would never give up, but I wish we could get back to just that neighborhood feel. And like you said, you don't know the difference between a firecracker and gunfire. So you're always, ready to duck when you hear it. We
Right.
never ever thought about gunfire when we were younger. It was always firecrackers or some kind of Fourth of July, some kind of something like that.
Right. And well, the thing about it is that most of the time we heard it, it was near a holiday. This is
Absolutely.
happening all
Hello.
year round.
All year
No
round.
holiday in sight. You
And
know.
I think I accepted it the other day when it was Juneteenth and people were doing
Oh yeah.
fireworks. They were
Yeah.
doing fireworks that night.
Hmm.
And then something else happened, a revelation in the news or something happened where I think someone got some time that they deserved and they were outside shooting off the fireworks and things like that.
Oh.
But you're still ducking because you don't know what it is.
You
Why
know,
are
you
you shooting fireworks?
you said something, Cynthia, that kind of like I don't want to say hit a nerve, but it's so very true. But and just to use this analogy, in one of the Medea movies, I can't even remember which one it was. It may have been, I don't even know. But in one of the
There's so
scenarios,
many
the
of
one
them.
where the little girl was going,
Oh
that
my
that one.
God.
Yeah, that one. Where
Byron. Oh
when the
Lord.
little boys was so very disrespectful to their mother,
Mm.
and it took Medea to
Medea.
correct the little boy
Smack them
in order for
around.
them to start respecting their own parents. And so, like you said, it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
by Medea being that stern person on the outside, correcting that young kid and telling him what he should do, what he should not do, and how
Mm-hmm.
he's supposed to respect a person and how
Yeah.
you're supposed to carry yourself. It wasn't until that strong discipline came about that he knew what he's supposed to do and be respectful, not just to other people, but even to his parents,
Yes,
which
that was
changed his
awesome.
mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
so the question now comes to, who's telling these young kids right from wrong?
Right.
And so, a lot of them don't have um, grandparents, great grandparents
Mm.
in the home that are seasoned like we had. They
Mm-hmm.
have grandparents
Mm-mm.
and great grandparents and parents in the house that are buddies or friends or very
Mm.
young, around the same age. Um,
Exactly.
that
Right.
that like
That they
we
doing
say it's kids
TikTok
having
with.
kids.
That they
Yeah.
doing TikTok with.
Um,
I
you know,
mean, I
Joanne,
see it.
and
I, I really
when
tried to be so
when
very clean. I know I did.
just thinking about what you said, it just makes me, and school just ended not too long ago. I'm just thinking about some of the things that I've seen, and it's exactly what you're saying. They're friends. They're doing TikTok together. And,
I mean,
I'm
some of these kids
I'm
are so
teaching, and the
very friendly
parents.
with their parents. When
Oh
you see
my
they're
goodness.
dressed in just because they sell it, and I'm not taking shots at anybody, but just because they sell it doesn't mean that you got to buy it.
Mm.
If your
Mm.
child is wearing it, doesn't mean you have to be their twin and wear it. Someone has to be the
Oh.
adult in the
Right.
situation.
Mm,
And so
mm.
if you be the adult in the situation, that means you're being the example to the child. You don't be the example to teach the child to go down the same road of being bad. They have to learn from somewhere.
So many
So
adults are not
teach them
adults.
to take the road less traveled instead of
Oh,
the road everyone has walked on.
You know what? You say that, and that makes me think about there are no more levels
mm,
or roles in a family. Everything is like blended together. You have
yes.
three generations all on the same page. Like
Mm,
that's not how it was when we grew up. Because like I said, m- m- you know, the type of songs that a lot of the TikTok,
mm.
and I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm just trying to say that some of these things are adding to the issues that we're having. You have these little children dancing to songs and actually sing the words with their cuss words in them, and they're saying the words, and nothing is happening to them or nothing is being
No.
said to them to say that's not appropriate for you to say,
And
so
the boundaries are gone.
right, everybody is on the same level. We had elders, then we
Mm,
had, I mean, we even had respect for an older sibling,
mhm.
where
Absolutely.
it was like we couldn't do certain things
Because
around
she
them.
said so.
Right.
That's right.
So it's like all of that is just gone. And I mean, I feel sometimes I feel really sad about it because, I think about, my son not really getting to experience that community that we're talking about, having that, being able to just go outside and, the whole community is on
Mm-hmm.
the same page. Like
Right.
I just feel sad for the generations that came after us because I mean that was something that was a great thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it really aids into the person that you become as you grow and get older, and they don't have that. It's just
And you remember how if someone said why, the only answer was because I said so.
yeah.
You know, and I saw something where this doctor of something psychology, child psychology, was saying you should be able to talk to your child and reason with your child and explain. The only explanation you need is if you don't do it, you will be punished.
Get a
You,
belt.
you know,
Right.
but the thing is, all right, if you do it, I take you to McDonald's. Why
What?
do you?
Now I
Rewarding it.
agree with one part of that, and I don't agree with the other part. I was having this conversation with my brother not too long ago. I
Mm,
do understand why they're saying to talk to the children now.
Nowadays,
It is
yes,
a different era
yes.
because they are exposed to so much more than what we were exposed to.
mm,
You're talking about kids that in kindergarten, they are on the internet.
Oh my
We
mhm.
didn't
gosh.
have that.
Mm-mm.
Social media is another thing. So you're talking about children that their brain is not developed enough to understand that when they look at social media, people typically are only putting the best part of their lives on there.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have the brain function to understand that this is just a piece of their life. So what they're
Mm-hmm.
doing is that they're comparing their life to all the pictures that they see of someone that is happy all the time and feeling like what is wrong with my life? What is wrong with me? So I do get that you have to parent in a different way,
Mm-hmm.
but the respect can still be there.
Mm-hmm.
The boundaries should still be there, but you just have to parent in a different way. The way that they're choosing to parent now is not
Mm.
helpful for
Mm.
anyone because
Mm,
the boundaries, the line is blurred, you
Yeah.
mhm.
know. And yeah, we was just talking about that too. Like, yeah, I do get that because trying to understand, I don't know how we would be if we were teenagers
Exposed to.
in this
Yeah.
day and age. I don't know,
Right.
you
Right.
know, um, because it's a lot. It is a lot, and like I said,
Mm-hmm.
we have to remember that these are children, so naturally, the understanding is not
The
there.
same.
It's not,
Mhm.
Not the
but
same.
it's really too much for them to handle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why kids, some kids even have social media. Young
Oh
kids.
yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do
Yeah.
they have a social media?
Absolutely.
I
I
know.
agree.
I know.
Why do they have a $1,000 phone? Why? And they in elementary school. Why?
I,
So
I know. I know one of my students said, you have to look at my TikTok page. I said, yo, what? I said, you can't have TikTok. You have to be a certain age. Yes, I can have TikTok. And then they all said, well, my TikTok address and
oh wow.
I
so
probably
you
just
have
fell
to
out.
load. They said you have to load TikTok. And I said, load TikTok? What do you mean? It's an app. Find it now. So we're in class and they're telling me find the app. So of course I gotta address it right then and there. I said, all right, I loaded it. And then they said, well, what's your name? What's my name? What
Here we
name did
go,
you
Miss
give
Cindy.
yourself? So I wound up telling them all of that. And they said, all right, so I'm gonna like
Curly
I
Sue.
was supposed
No,
to
that's fine.
they like my page or something.
Gonna
So they all
follow
start
you.
giving me that's what they said. I'm following you. They started giving me their handles. Now look what I put on there. And I'm like, listen, we can't go through that. But then I'm
Look at
looking, I
her
said, all right,
handles.
I'm gonna look at everybody's. I only saw 2 of them. I told them, I said, I saw that mess you put on there. You said not, just letting them know, listen, if I'm gonna follow you, I'm gonna look at your stuff. It better be good. Okay, that prompted them to change what they had on there. Don't look at it yet. Don't look at it yet. So, of course, they're straightening up their TikTok page because
Hmm.
apparently adults are not watching it. So,
That's why they do what they do.
yeah, because there is no one. And I kept saying, I can't wait to get these kids back in school. I can't. They got to get out of their grown-ups' houses because they're seeing how their grown-ups live. And it, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
the boundaries are blurred. So
Hmm.
and by them being home, it's just all together now. It's just, I see everything you do all day long. So the kids can't be kids because they have to do the adult thing. The kids are telling me, I gotta go see what my father wants. I said, so your father can come to my classroom and tell you to come in. I said, because this is my classroom. So the parents have not set, and it's not everybody, because we had some good sessions, but the parents have forgotten that this is school and this is what happens in school. Once you finish, then we can get to this. But they put it all together. All of those boundaries that they set when they were in school have disappeared because now you're on my time and I still have to live my life, whether you're here or not, which is sad. So the parents have forgotten that the kids still needed to be kids no matter what the setting is. You still have to keep these things away from the kids no matter what the setting is. So some of these kids are raised by kids. So that's
Absolutely.
why the boundaries have been blurred because, well, this is what I do anyway. So it's not like, no, you should
Sound like
never
them.
do this. You're not grown. You can't do this because you can't do that because, but if you don't expose them to it, then they'll never know. But they still expose them to everything they do while the kids are in school. Not helpful.
I want Officer Friendly back too.
Oh my gosh.
Officer Friendly need to come back to the neighborhoods.
How do you
Um,
do officer friendly when a lot of the officers they have lost so much respect for them?
yeah. I mean,
And
like I
then you
said,
have
Officer
adults.
Friendly was part of the
Oh
community.
man.
No.
Officers friendly was a part of the protocol every year. Every
Well, they
year.
tried to replace officer friendly with community policing, but they went about it wrong. You have to have
Mm.
officer friendly because that's how you had your safety patrol. And when
Mm-hmm.
you had your
Yep.
safety patrol, then officer friendly would be in the school.
Yeah.
But they tried to, when you try to eliminate things and filter in something else, you got to understand the longevity or the impact that it's going to have. And you're
Right.
right, you need officer friendly, but you also need community policing. But they're two
Mm-hmm.
separate entities. But they think
Hmm.
that they can cut budget or cut corners to bring in one. You cannot. You eliminate that, and kids suffer, families suffer,
Absolutely.
communities
Absolutely.
suffer,
So
and now
Joanne,
we where we
you were
are.
you were in that realm. How can we get or is that possible for us to get that back? And who do we reach out to see if that is even possible to do anymore? You
You
know?
do. You have to talk to the school board first to have officer friendly back. Once you
Wow.
talk to the school board, then you want to also talk to your district representative, whether you and then from your representative for the district, you want to make sure you talk to the mayor, because these are the same people that eliminated everything. They
Mm,
got to bring it back. It's not
yeah.
you cannot put all the you can't put all the burden on the police department to
Mm,
be to be in the community, to be officer friendly. You
mm,
have to bring somebody who specializes in children. You can't
Absolutely.
just say off a police officer can be officer friendly, because that police officer might not like children.
Right.
That's just like
mm.
saying, I want you to be a child care provider. You might not like children, so why you want to be a child care provider? Don't
Right.
go into a field doing anything that you don't have a passion to do or gotta love to
Absolutely.
do it.
Absolutely.
And never go after it if it's just for money.
So
Because if you
was
don't have the
there
passion to do it, someone's going to get hurt. That's the
was
division that we keep running into.
was there like a certain group of officers who were, ready, willing, and able to take that on?
Officer friendly was never really not all officer friendlies was really an officer. Some of them was just parole officers. You got to look at, some of them was just parolees. Some of them didn't carry weapons. Remember, we went to school, not all of them had weapons. Some of them was
Hmm.
like security, they had uniforms, but they weren't the officers. It was like some of them that worked in the police department that sat behind a desk. They didn't carry weapons, not all of them.
Hmm.
So you have to really, they eliminate, once you start eliminating different positions from jobs because of budget cuts or whatever the case may be, that's what I'm saying. That's when people get hurt. They don't think about the people on the lower totem pole. They think about the people that are up a higher echelon. And that's what you hurt people when you do that. Sad to say it, and I know we got listeners, but sugar honey iced tea run downhill. We should not be the ones downhill that don't have an umbrella to be able to be protected.
Mm,
And that's
mm.
what happened.
Okay. Mm,
But at the end of the day, everybody has a voice. Parents have voices, community have voices. We all have a voice. Unless you speak up and say, this is what you want, and this is what the children, this is what the community, this is what the people deserve, then they won't give it to you.
mm,
The same way that they write letters and say, we want this and we want that. Guess what? Write a letter. I tell people that I'm going to write a letter.
mm,
I'm going to write a, what's your name? I'm going to write a letter.
mm, mm, mm.
And keep writing and keep writing and keep writing. And guess what? We got a voice. Right now, we got a voice for everything. Say it.
Mm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just wish we could all just like come together and voice to get the neighborhood, the community back. All at one time, at the same time. Not
Yeah. And
waiting
not be
till
mean about it.
right,
You got
Mm.
not
so
be
many
mean
people that's in
about
there.
it.
You got people
Just
in their communities right now. I listen to some people talking everything. They got this. They just so selfish and worried about. I'm just worried about my property. I'm just worried about my
right.
house. I don't want nobody on my grass. Don't be touching my fence. At the end of
Oh
the
Lord
day, you can't
have
take it with you.
mercy.
Anything. You should be worried about your
Oh
neighbor,
goodness.
the ones across the street. Because guess what? If their property value goes down, guess what? So does yours.
Yes.
Right.
So guess what? It's the whole neighborhood you need to be worried about. I
Right.
know in my neighborhood, we had that. When they say the neighborhood getting out there to clean up, guess what? Everybody better get out there that Saturday morning when they call neighborhood cleanup and clean
Mm-hmm.
up. Matter of fact, the president's knocking on everybody's door, having a meeting. Y'all better knock on their doors. They bring it. Everybody better get a broom and clean up.
Mm-hmm. I know when I first moved into this neighborhood, um, I learned who the person that you should not go near, don't touch her grass. And unfortunately, there were some kids in the neighborhood and they treated her the way she treated them. She was really,
Mm,
really
mm, mm.
nasty. And she came over and talked to us one day and she said, those kids that live next door to you, they're gonna be on your grass all the time. And I'm like, it's just grass. So she would call the police. To me, that's what it was. It was just grass. And since our grass was touching each other's, all right, so they planned a friendly game of football. So what we would tell them is watch the vehicles. That's all we had to say. And they were very respectful. But then she would come knocking on the door. You know, when you were gone, they were on your grass. And I'm like, okay. They would do things to her vehicle. They would do
Mm.
things to her house.
Mm.
I know it was snowing, and I was telling Stanley, I said, it looks like her window was down. So I'm the nosy one. I'm gonna knock on your door and tell you your window down.
Yes,
But
Cindy.
what happened? Someone took a thing of magazines and bounded them up and bust her window out with the packet of magazines or whatever. But
Wow.
she left, but they moved before her. She was really difficult to deal with. She called
She wasn't neighborly.
she no, she wasn't. She called in on us about our little teeny dog and said the dog was a nuisance because every
Mm.
time we put the dog out on the deck, she would be barking, and
Now she come and
her
telling
boyfriend.
y'all about somebody, and
And
then gonna tell on y'all
that's
too.
why we knew. That's how we figured out why they were doing the things to her, although it's not right. But
Mm, mm,
you
mm.
know, we finally got rid of the dog because she got animal control involved. And
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh.
for
Wow.
a little teeny tiny miniature pinscher. And you know they are yelpers. But right now, my neighbors that are close to me, I love them to death. Very nice. Every single one of them that are
I love them to death. I'm
close
like,
enough. Yeah, because we all look out for each other. Someone came burling down the street, and you heard a loud boom. We came out, everybody was already out. Someone had run down the street and hit Stanley Mother's car that was parked on my grass, knocked it all the way down the street.
mm,
The
Mm.
guy, yeah, the guy across from me, he said, he's still down the hill. He's still down the hill. You want me to get him? We're like, no, don't go after him. So he's sitting down the bottom of the hill. We're waiting for him to come up so he could stop and explain why'd you hit his car. He didn't come see about it. That man came flying up the hill. My neighbor, I don't know when he went and got it, but he took his car jack, and as the man was flying up, bust the man window. The man just kept on going. Well, he was intoxicated. But you know, everybody was out there trying to compare pictures that they were able to get, and you know, so
Mm.
yeah. But this in this small, and unfortunately, we don't have everybody in because we don't know everybody. But we've been here a long time, and I think that we should. Y'all just get me in the mindset to start knocking on my neighbors' doors. You know,
Mm.
you never know who might need something. You know,
Yeah.
and makes me think
mhm.
I have kids that can shovel fronts. They don't need to be paid for it. They're young, so it makes me take a different kind of feeling as far as just making sure we know who our neighbors are. You
Yeah,
know, because
absolutely.
I want to watch
Mhm.
them like I want them to watch, you know, my house. But
Right.
I think they do a pretty good job with who is in the surroundings. But we don't watch out for the ones that are down at the end, down at the bottom. So, hmm,
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, if y'all get a chance to watch the movie In
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna watch
I'm
it.
gonna
Heights,
watch it. I'm gonna
it
watch it.
is it it just made me. It's gonna make you dance. It might
I
make you
love that.
shed a tear,
Oh,
but it is a really fun movie, and like I said, it just made me think about how much I miss that
um,
feel of community and neighbors. But yeah, so
in the
thank
heights.
yes, In the Heights. It's actually on HBO Max.
Oh,
Yes. So to our listeners, if y'all have any ideas or suggestions about how we can try to get the community feel back in our
mm,
communities, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about that, and whether it's something that you miss as well.
Well, you want to be an activist in it.
Yes,
Mhm.
like I mean, I remember, out there jumping rope, the
Yes,
neighbors
I was just
coming,
thinking that.
jumping in, like
Double
just,
Jumping
Dutch.
in,
yes,
everybody.
everybody just
Oh
coming
wow,
out,
just
parents,
miss it.
just having a good time, just,
Mm-hmm.
and it was never where, even if, there were issues with people, it never went from 0 to 100 in a matter of a second. It never went straight to, you know, trying to kill somebody,
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
it's just crazy now. It's like that's the first thing that comes to people's mind is to try to physically hurt someone.
Yeah.
Like, can we just have a disagreement and let's talk about it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a
Yeah.
simple misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I just thought that I'll share that with y'all because it was something that I was thinking about how I just missed that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
but thank you ladies for,
thank you.
chatting it
Thank
up with
you.
me
Good
about
topic.
that.
Takes you
Yeah.
down memory
I
lane.
know.
Back down memory
Gosh.
lane.
Yes, girl.
I
You
see
know,
you
you would play
standing there.
hide and seek, you play hide and
Oh
seek,
yes.
and nobody was worried about you touching their card.
Oh right.
Phew.
Hide and seek, hot
Hot
butter
butter
beans.
beans.
Yes.
Beans.
Oh my gosh, you a
Oh
hula
my
get
god.
out there with some hula hoops and
Yes.
almost hula hoop all night. Oh
Girl, my favorite was Mother May I. Love to
oh.
be in charge of that.
Mm, mm. I bet you did. Hot
But I'm
butter
just saying, it's
bean.
like I hear kids outside like they not playing those type of games. It's like, come on now, well, let's bring this stuff back.
You gotta teach them. I know every year, and this is what I missed this year. Every year, my students will get in the floor and learn how to play jacks.
Girl,
Every
yes, I love me some
year,
Jacks.
every
Me
year.
too.
And
I
what was
got some
funny,
now.
was the boys would catch on faster than the girls. You
Mm.
know, it's like how you do it both. It's just the coordination
Oh
of
yes.
catching a ball and picking up jacks, and that's the one thing I really miss. And everybody will walk away with a set of jacks and a ball.
Oh, Jacks
So
and
teach
bat
it
Oh,
and
to your
ball.
mother. Teach it
Bat
to
and
your
yes.
parents.
ball.
Oh,
Boop, 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 boop,
girl.
boop. I love me some bat and ball.
Maybe since we're all getting back together a little bit, we can have one of those kinds of days where we can bring all of that stuff back
Yeah,
out.
some
You
old
know.
school stuff.
Oh
Yes, that'll
man.
be
Old
so much
school
Old
fun.
game
school,
day.
old
Yes,
school versus new school.
yes. Oh, that'll
See
be
if you can.
fun. We have to do
Mm,
that.
got to. Although I can't jump rope like I used to,
Oh
man.
no,
But I'm gonna
I
try. I'm gonna try.
found that out the hard way.
I can still hula hoop though. I can still
Yeah,
hula hoop. Yes, indeed.
yeah, right around my neck.
You gotta have a sugar, sugar,
Yes.
sugar, 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 sugar. It's not a
Got
hula hoop.
you
Not a hula
gotta
hoop
work
if you
your
can't sugar,
hips.
sugar.
Right.
You gotta work your
Yes.
hips.
I miss that.
Yes.
Gotta get back to that.
All
Oh my
right, so we're
goodness.
gonna move on over to the voice of what? The
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 community.
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 Let's get this community back. Oh man.
Yes, I miss it.
Mm.
So, since we were on a
Excuse me.
2 week break, um we have a couple of MVPs
Oh,
of the
that's right.
week
I catch
to
up.
talk about. Yes. So, from 3 weeks ago, the MVP of the week for that week was Naomi Osaka.
Okay,
Now,
yes.
Yeah.
the reason that she was selected for the MVP of the week is because she stood in her worth
Hmm.
and said that she was not going to do the press conference after because she was looking out for her mental health.
Mental health.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I was just so proud the
Mm-hmm.
fact that her being a woman
Yes.
was not afraid to say, I'm choosing me.
Yeah.
Me first.
You
Yep.
know, and I mean, she got a lot of backlash from the higher ups in tennis, but she got so much love from the fans and
Yes.
other tennis players. It was just so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just so glad to see, because she suffers from anxiety and she is somewhat of an introvert. And
Right.
she had said before that times that she did do interviews, she felt really uncomfortable. And I don't know if y'all follow tennis, but when she beat Serena Williams, they booed her so bad.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, are you kidding me? To the point where Serena had to say something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, we're going to be fair. Like, she won fair and square. Like, why would you boo her? It was just so, think about it. Somebody that already that's somewhat of an introvert, have anxiety, and now you
Mm.
got all these people booing you for doing your job,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
Yep.
I was just really proud that she said, not today, not today. I'm
Yeah.
choosing me.
Right. And
So
at the age of 23,
right.
just young, knowing that she stood her ground,
She
you
can
know,
Absolutely.
stand
because
up for herself.
some
Yes.
some people that age, probably would have caved under all of that pressure, but she stood her ground. I'm very proud of her for that.
Some
Yeah.
people our age,
Yeah.
they do it
Absolutely.
in
She set
everyday
the
life.
example. She set the example for
Absolutely.
a lot of people, and she raised the bar not to be taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
And money does
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
not make you.
Mm-mm.
You are the person.
Absolutely.
You are a
Absolutely.
person.
Money
Yeah.
isn't everything, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why she was chosen. So then last weekend, the MVP of the week was Juneteenth, being a national
Okay.
holiday. So finally,
That recognition.
finally, it came uh, so many years late, but
Yeah.
it is a national holiday now, and I just
Finally.
wanted to recognize that
You
and choose
still
that as
running a
the
good
MVP.
race. Thank you,
Mm.
Jesus.
Um,
Mm.
one thing that I do say, because I hear a lot of people saying, well, we still not free, we still not free, and I get that. There's still a lot of injustices
Right.
towards
True.
us, and not just us. It's a lot of injustices against other
Yes, a lot of people.
places as
Yeah.
well. But
Mm-hmm.
I
We
don't
overcoming a lot though.
right. I don't really like when
Mm.
people say that we're not free, because I feel as though that puts it in a lot of our minds that we can't progress at all.
Right.
Right.
So
Bondage.
Juneteenth is about being free from slavery.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So
Very
that
true.
is a truth. We are free from slavery. No
Absolutely.
one can buy us
At
Mm-hmm.
all. I am
legally.
not for sale.
Right. No one
There
can
is no
buy
price
us,
tag on my
purchase us for legally. So
nope.
we
Absolutely.
are past that.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, there are a lot of things, a lot of areas in the United States where we are, unjustly treated. But there are a lot of things that are out there where we can progress much
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
further than a lot of us think that we can. So I think that we got to get that out of our mental space of
Mm-hmm.
saying we're not free. Stop telling us, because what you focus on will grow. So if you're
Absolutely.
telling yourself
Yeah.
constantly we're not free, you're going to believe that you're not free. and then in that you're going to be stuck in whatever space you're in and not be able to grow. So let's just stop saying that, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Juneteenth is a national holiday. I know a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of people, because it happened, he signed it off in the middle of the week and it was coming up that Saturday. A lot of people was like, well, are we off Friday or are we off Monday? So I guess a lot of companies got to catch up with it next year.
Yeah.
You know,
And a lot of them closed though on that Friday.
yeah,
They closed off
I
on
know a lot
Yeah.
of government agencies.
Yeah,
I
they
know
was like, we
closed.
closed.
I know city schools had closed down everything.
Yeah.
And then county schools, because they were still in session, they said that all right, since this just happened, we'll take advantage of it next year.
Right. So yeah, so some
Okay.
companies still trying to catch up. So
Yeah.
we'll see next year.
We shall see.
What's going on the calendar?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that was the second one. So this week's MVP of the week was none other than Sha'Carri Richardson.
Dang. Yes.
She is something to see.
Yeah.
I was so happy for her because the way I put it on there is, if pushing past your pain was a person,
Yeah.
that young lady ran that race.
Yes,
like
she
it
did.
Was no tomorrow.
Yes, she did.
And
that was beautiful.
Not knowing at the time that she had just recently lost her mother. And we know that is something that could make anyone crumble and get stuck and not be able to move. But she pushed past that, and them feet was on fire.
Yeah.
The images that they had.
Oh my God. Yes.
She
oh
looked
my
like
God.
The
looks like
pictures,
a flame.
the pictures speak. Let me tell you, those pictures speak volume.
Absolutely.
You don't even have to put a
It
caption.
was
Just put the pictures there and let your imagination.
She looks like
Jesus.
fire. She looks like fire running
Oh my
through the track.
God.
And especially looking at her hair, looks like fire.
It was awesome. I was like, yes,
thing.
girl, yes.
Beautiful.
And she's only 21.
Yes. Isn't that
and
awesome?
5'1".
Yeah,
21 and 5'1", and they
teeny
told her that
thing.
she wasn't going to do it. A person that
did it.
was told all the time that she couldn't run track, that she wouldn't be a winner.
I'm like, girl, you won a whole lot that day.
Yeah.
So so that's why
for a whole lot of
chosen.
people.
Yeah. So like I said, it's just inspiration all over the place. I tell you.
Yeah.
So
but I'm an Olympics fanatic. So
I know.
Oh man, I get all overwhelmed. I'm like,
yeah, I love it too. I mean, I can't wait. Like, one of my favorite parts is the opening and the closing ceremony.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Tokyo, I know they going.
Oh
they
yes,
bring it.
they go all
yes.
out.
They gonna bring it. So
I can't wait. But I still like watching the trials that lead up to
it.
And
Absolutely.
Especially the girls on the floor.
Girl,
oh, man,
that's Simone Biles.
I can't wait until we finish.
Me either.
I can't wait.
That's
I'm gonna rewind all the way to the beginning.
She's no joke.
Simone came to reckon with all of y'all.
But she had a little hiccup on the floor today, but she all right.
Yeah, but I mean, her competition is herself. Like she is nothing to be played with. It's just a beautiful thing to watch her.
Just so strong.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah. So yeah. So those were all the MVPs of the week. So we caught up now.
All right.
So did anybody have any business shout outs tonight?
None for me.
I do. I do. I do. I do.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend. Her name is Tiffany Domneys. She is a realtor. I am so
Okay.
Okay.
proud of her. She has been a realtor for a real long time. She's actually a real. She's a specialist now for executive home.
Okay.
And she has just been named.
Uh-oh.
Her and some of her co-workers. She has just gotten her award. It's been what 5 days now, and she just got her plaque. Her and her girlfriends, and I'm sorry, I don't want to say all of them because it's a guy too. And they were named as the top. I want to make sure I say it right. It's called the top producers for realtors. And they
Okay.
Okay.
receive plaques that look just like Grammys. And it's a
Mm.
magazine out for realtors too. And she's like one of the most honest realtors that I know. So, and I know the market right now is crazy if you want to buy a house where they're
Mm.
allowing people to like price gouge on homes. And she's so
Mm.
on, she's not about it. And she literally is telling people, I'm not going to do it. I'm not
Mm.
going to do it. So if anybody's looking for a house, a home, or want information on it, I'll send the information over to you, Tish, about,
Okay.
so Tiffany, she has some nice houses, right now that's on the market. You can follow her either on, especially on Facebook. She's on Facebook a lot. Whenever a house comes up, and she's honest to help you get into that house or work with you to show you how to get into a home. And so, yeah, honest realtor. And
Okay.
she's us, a woman.
Okay.
All
Good.
right.
Good.
Toot that
Good.
horn, girl.
Yeah. All right, ladies. Any last comments before we wrap this thing up?
Mm. Mm. Let's get back into neighborhood communities. Yeah,
Yes.
I can. Mm, mm, mm.
Yes.
Gotta make it right. We gotta make it do what it do.
Exactly. Let's just start talking to each other. Let's just start the
Mhm.
conversation and
Mhm.
Hmm.
put 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 that respect on everybody's name. Put that respect
Mhm.
on each
Hello.
other.
Back on
You
it.
know, it's
Mm.
okay. Everything don't have to end up to violence. Let's
I
just have a
know.
conversation. You know,
Mm, mm,
I'm
mm.
sorry. I was sweeping my front off. I'm sorry it went down on you. I know you was down there exercising. You know,
Hello.
don't get mad at me.
Yes.
I don't have eyes on my feet. You
Mm,
know,
mm, mm, mm.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I just had to slide that in.
Okay.
I know
I ain't
that's
know.
right.
Didn't know where it came from, but okay.
And I know we wasn't on here last week, like Tish said. I know it's a little sensitive for us both. Father's Day, and granted, no, I wasn't sad either. I'm on my 7th year with my dad not being here. I am truly a daddy's girl, and I miss him so very much. But I just want to say this, and it's from the heart, wishing every guy out here that watches us also a
Yes,
happy Father's Day,
Mhm.
absolutely.
not just on Father's Day, but every day. Know you are appreciated. You are doing an awesome job. If no one is telling you that, you are a great dad. Just
Absolutely.
continue to do what you're doing and be that important person in your child's life. That
Yeah.
they know that quality time is more important than anything else that you could ever give them. And they will appreciate that. And for the ladies, let that father be a father.
How about that? How
Let him
about
be a father.
that?
It's Father's Day. It's not Father/Mother's Day. It's Father's
Mhm.
Day. Mothers have their days. Let the fathers have
Mhm.
theirs too.
Yes.
What?
And right is right.
Yeah.
And I know we weren't here and everything, and everybody might have what they want to say about it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Everybody has a day. Let them have theirs.
And Tish and Joanne, can y'all please say Happy Father's Day to Kevin? Because he was upset because he said his siblings didn't wish him a Happy Father's Day. They're still like we're still kids. So they don't look at him. They don't see how important that is to him because they still think of Kevin as Kevin knucklehead. But Happy
Happy
Father's Day,
Father's
Kevin.
Day,
Hey,
Kevin.
And
happy
he
Father's Day.
watches he watches every single episode.
He's
Happy
being the
Father's
best
Day.
dad that you can be. Happy
That's
Father's
right.
Day to you.
Yes. And
Oh.
he's like,
Oh
"Ma,
yeah, and since
sad."
Joanne brought that up, if y'all get a chance to watch the Oprah special
Fatherhood.
on
Oh,
Black
Oprah's.
Dads,
I
it
gotta
is
write that one down.
something to see. It was
Mm-hmm.
two separate specials. One was with celebrity dads, and then it was a separate one with everyday regular dads. That was awesome. And I told
Okay.
Cynthia about I think I told Joanne too about Kevin Hart movie Fatherhood.
Oh my God, it was
That was
so
so
good.
good. You
I
watched it?
cried. I
I
cried.
know, I cried too. It was so good. It was so
It
good.
just was not what I thought it was going to be.
I know.
Oh
I
my,
knew
you
it.
told me, you said it's not what you, oh, it was so
It
good.
was
I
so
I was
enjoyed,
gonna watch
girl,
it today. I didn't
I
get a
was
chance to watch
hurting.
it.
yes.
Oh, I was hurting.
It
I
was
was
so
hurting.
much better than I thought it was gonna
Oh,
be.
Tish.
It was
I ain't gonna
great.
say, I'm not gonna give any of it away. Just,
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah.
it was, you know, he had his little funny moments, but it
Yes.
was serious.
It
That
was
was,
good.
wow.
It was so good. Yes.
Mm.
But yeah, check
Aw.
out that Oprah one, honoring our Black dads. That was really good.
Yeah, I am. I gotta see that when I
You're
remember you
gonna be
telling me.
crying. I'm just gonna tell you,
Girl,
you will be crying.
you gotta be
So
thinking
Cry
about her.
all the time.
yeah.
I'm just sitting. I was sitting there thinking about the girl when she jumped off the monkey bars.
La, 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 la. Did she just say I'm not gonna say anything and then
I
don't say
know.
something?
Oh my gosh!
It's been so
All right,
nice
I'm
talking to
sorry.
you all.
Well,
Oh, you
yeah.
gotta cut Cynthia off.
So, ladies, thank you so much for
Mhm.
riding with me on this journey. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and all your family too, to follow Mahogany Voices podcast. Um, Follow, like, share,
Subscribe.
subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to hit that bell when you go to YouTube so that you'll be notified when we upload a new video. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, and don't forget to comment. Comment. We want to see some comments. Tell us what you want us to talk about, any topics you want us to discuss. Let us know. But we appreciate all the love and support that we've been getting. And we're gonna be on time next time, okay? But I will tell you, we not recording on the 4th of July because the 4th of July is on a Sunday.
Oh,
That's next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. So we won't be recording next week.
We're gonna see y'all. Happy Independence Day.
Yes, happy 4th of July. Be safe out there. So, as always, talk that talk. And don't be afraid to use your voices for good, not evil. Continue to be the MVP in your own lives. And until next time, peace.
We out of here.
Yes. Bye-bye.
She said we out.
We out of here.
I like that.